Welcome back, everybody. This is Matt, and this is CDubbs Dubs, and I just said my name is Matt, and
I'm CDubbs.
And I'm Jordan.
okay, and today we're going to be talking about an anime. It's called Burn the Witch. So it's a shonen fantasy, basically sci-fi anime, and today we're going to discuss the first 3 episodes that we watched and all that other stuff. But before we get into that, CW, what do they need to do?
You can follow us by liking and subscribing at willinghands.com on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, and so before we always do a mental thing. So how's everybody been doing? How was your weekend, CDubbs and Jordan?
It was pretty good. I just took advantage of some of the Mother's Day specials and went to go eat at my favorite restaurant.
Okay, what about you, Jordan?
It's pretty good. Me and my mom we went to go see the new Michael B. Jordan film Sinners. It was
that was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
That was an awesome movie. That's a great movie. So
how'd you react to the jump scares?
Oh, I mean, Cornbread had me out here. So go see. I ain't gonna spoil nobody on that one, but if you like anime, you probably will really love that movie as well. Sinners. I like him as a director. So, C-Dubs, can you tell us? We're talking about basically Burn the Witch. And what is this series basically about?
Burn the Witch is a possible spin-off of Bleach, written and drawn by Tite Kubo. It takes place in London, specifically an alternate version called Reverse London most of the time. Spellcasters known as witches fight against mysterious creatures known as dragons.
So I gotta ask you, I did find that interesting. And don't you, Jordan, that this universe is supposed to be in Bleach?
Yeah, it was crazy because you feel like Bleach is just like itself, but the fact that there's a whole other section of it, it's crazy.
It's kind of like anybody who watches Fire Force. They're saying that they're intertwined with the world of Soul Eater. So it's just interesting to me that already, I'm a fan of Bleach, and Jordan, let them see your sweatshirt. He's got his Bleach, on today. So this is perfect for this particular anime. So
the original one shot came out in 2018, and the manga had a short 4-chapter run in August to September.
This is interesting because we're watching it as it unfolds. I think with some of the other animes, if the manga's been out for a while, we can we know it's something that we can expect new episodes. Right. But being that this is something that's fairly new, it gives them the opportunity to develop different things about it and make it more modern. I do like the fact that it's based in London and it's based on this whole lore of dragons and things like that. What do you think? What did you think about the first episode, Jordan?
Based on the artwork I've seen, this definitely reminds me of Kubo artwork, specifically, I would say the Fullbringer art, the 1,000-Year Blood War. It definitely does have that Kubo flair to it, but
I'll say, because I watched a few episodes, one of the things that I did like about it was immediately, to tell you about the story, where it's placed and everything like that. Immediately there's a conflict. There's a dragon that comes out of nowhere, and they're fighting. So they're basically trying to keep these dragons hidden from, or people being exposed in both worlds. I don't know. Like I said before, I'm a fan of Bleach, so there's a certain expectation that I'm gonna expect as far as the animation, the story, and different things like that.
Spin-off works in big three media. I know One Piece still has not gotten it yet, and it probably never will because the One Piece universe is just so expanded as it is. But with Naruto, you got Boruto, which is a spin-off of its own universe. So sometimes it is met with the skepticism because we've seen what happened with Boruto and how the direction and the anime itself was But for the way it looks and presents itself, it definitely does show promise.
I'm gonna tell you from the first episode, I think it's gonna be good. It's just if you're, and I want to say this because C-Dubs is a person who likes to watch his anime in dubs.
Yep.
I don't mind watching it in sub or dub, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I rather, when I first started anime, I'd rather watch it in, dub first, so I can get who's the protagonist and the storyline, so there's no misinterpretation in translation. and then I'll switch over to sub.
For me, it kind of like varies from time to time. So
Okay.
it just depends on how I started and accents. If I start a show dubbed, I'll finish the dub. If I start a show subbed, sometimes when I hear the sub or dub, I was like, sometimes I lean towards which sounds better, depending on like the circumstances and the world building that they're trying to do. For example, I'd watch the Bleach dub over the sub because the Bleach dub itself is just, you know, iconic. One Piece, I watched the sub because the sub is just so well done.
And I totally agree with you. CW, so what are some of, because I know you like, he always give us some of the most interesting aspects of the anime. So is there any voice actors that you particularly noticed that was in here, or maybe talk for some other animes?
None that I can recognize off the top of my head. Everybody I think did a fantastic job in the dub for the miniseries. One of the standouts who I thought sounded familiar, but I can't place him in anything yet, is Shin Chiplock, who played one of the top of the horns, Bruno Bang nephew.
Okay, and it's crazy because it's kind of like when you are a dub fan or you listen, even if it's subbed or whatever else, you can recognize the voices immediately. Like, you know, oh wow, he talked for such and such and such and such. I did not know that the guy who talks for Ichigo on Bleach was the Black Ranger from Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's.
I was so shocked when I heard that. So it's like,
and then he goes on to voice Gibu in a Demon Slayer, and he's also the new voice of Dante in the Netflix the Devil May Cry series, which I think John Young Bush did well for the Dante he was given, because this was Dante that was from DMC3, and you're placing him in a Devil May Cry 1 storyline. But I do feel the feeling like over time he will make the character his own. It's just like whenever you hear his voice, you just hear Nero and Ichigo. But I say give him a chance. And also another noticeable voice actor you hear from time to time is, of course, you know, Chris Sabat, because I mean the man's repertoire is expansive, from Vegeta, Piccolo, Yamcha to All Might from My Hero.
You're meshy. I love when CW can give us a core bar.
You're meshy.
So this is all the time that we have for today. We're going to be talking about some new stuff, and Jordan is going to be joining us, hopefully, for a lot of the shows, if his schedule allows him to. And we're going to just geek out about different types of anime. So if there's anything that we missed, maybe it was some Easter eggs and we missed it, please put it down in the comments, or comment some things that, you know, about some different animes that you like, and maybe we'll check them out. Okay, so CDubbs, what can they, again, how can they follow us?
You can follow us by liking and subscribing at winghands.com on Instagram and Facebook.